Alright, so we're trying to take the union of both of these sets here. Oh, we already did that. Sorry. Okay, we're going to take the intersection. What happens is I make these videos 5 minutes at a time, and then I got to paste them together, and so I forget what the heck I did in the last video, but anyway, okay, so we're taking the intersection, and what the intersection is, it's an upside down U. So if I were to say A intersect B, and we're looking at both this set here and this one up here. Okay, A intersect B, and what intersection is what does B and A have in common? In other words, what's in A that's also in B? And there's not an A and B, there's not a B and B, a small b that is, and there's not a C and A. Okay, well, they don't have anything in common. So nothing's in common, therefore we write our set, but there's nothing in here. Okay, so as you can see, A intersect B is equal to the empty set. Remember, this is the empty set. Now, what do A and B have in common? They have the empty set in common. In other words, basically what we're saying here is the empty set is actually in A and the empty set is actually in B, but we just don't write it there. It's not written there. Okay, let's look at another example of this stuff. All right, let's look at another set. Let's say we had the set A, and let's say that 1 and 5 and 7 and 9 are in set A, and then in set B we have 2, 7, 10, and 12. Okay, so we're reviewing here real quick. First off, what is the size of A? And what is the size of B? Well, remember, the size of A is the number of elements that are in A. This set is finite, which means we can count them all here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 elements. So we're just reviewing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 4. Okay, these could be totally different numbers here. Or you could just have 2 elements in set B if we wanted to. Alright. Is A a subset of B? And no, A is not a subset of B, because if A were a subset of B, then that means that all of these elements in A would also be in B, and they're obviously not. But let's look at those operations again. A union B, so this is kind of a quiz. Man, that looks like a terrible A, but A union B is equal to, so remember union, we join both of these sets together. Now, here's something that we don't do. We don't repeat elements. In other words, well, when I get to it, you'll see. So I'm going to write a 1. I'm going to write a 5. And write a 2. It doesn't matter what order you write these things in. A 7. Okay, there's a 7 in set A, and there's a 7 in set B. Now, we're not going to write 7 twice. We only write it one time. We do not repeat elements. Okay, what else we got? We got 9, 10, and 12. Okay, that's their union. What about A intersect B? A intersect B. Now, what does A and B have in common? The only number that's in common with A and B, and it looks like it's a 7. So this time the set has one element in A intersect B, and that one element happens to be a 7. Now you can write this in any order you want. We could have put a 12 in the beginning here, and a 1 over here, and a 9 over here. So the order doesn't matter on how we write the set.